SWETASWATAROPANISHAD. This belongs to the Yajurveda. Almost all the Upanishads, they belong to the Vedas, the Brahmanas, etc. We have already seen that. So this is part of the Yajurveda, and it is associated with a rishi called SWETASWATAROPANISHAD. So that is why it is called SWETASWATAROPANISHAD. We find a few enquirers of Brahma discussing some of the most important problems in life. They don't understand the real cause of the universe. So they have so many doubts, and they are in deep discourse, and they ask these questions. Kim karanam brahma kudaha smajada jivama kena kvacha sampratishtaha adhishtidaha kena sukadareshu vartamahe brahmavidu vyavastham. What is the real cause of this universe? Is it Brahman? Whence are we born? Where do we come? Where do we originate? What do sustain us? By whom are we governed? So, these are most critical questions in life, and these brahmacharis, they are discussing among themselves. And because they could not get an answer, they started kind of deep meditation, and then they understand some of the real secrets behind the cosmic order. So they understand there is a Devatma Shakti hidden in one's own qualities. A Devatma Shakti, the God's power that is guiding us, controlling us. And that is introduced in the form of a beautiful image here, that is image of the wheel of the universe. Wheel is a very strong, very potent image in the whole of the Vedas, and also in many of the world literature we find the wheel concept. So here they understand this Brahma, the power, the superpower is in the form of the wheel of a universe. But the whole world is ensconced in Maya, illusion. So then we find, in the first part, we find a very detailed description of this wheel. And they understand everything rests in the infinite wheel of Brahman. That is how they understand. That the Supreme Brahman, that is an indestructible force. And they get the concept of Trinity. It is very dear to the Christians and the Hindus. The concept of Trinity is always it is a very, very important concept in understanding God and human beings and the world. So they find the form in the form of a triad, the world, the individual, and the Supreme Soul. So this is the Trinity, the world, then the individual soul, and the Supreme Soul. The Lord, God, sustains this universe. That soul which does not know this truth will be attached to the worldly pleasures, because you are part of Brahma, part of God, and you are nothing but the temple of God. If you don't understand this, you will be very much attached to the world. But what is the world? It is matter. Matter is perishable, but the Atman, or the Supreme Power, that is imperishable. So if you gain the real knowledge of God, then you can cut the knot of ignorance. You can come out of the veil of ignorance. The realization or God realization is cutting the note of ignorance, cutting asunder the note of oblivion. So you realize who you are. So there comes a few more comparisons or images that help us to understand the real nature of the Atman and the Super Soul. See, when we see a wood, we never understand that there is fire inside. So the fire, it is inside the wood, we know that. When it is burnt, we find the real fire coming out of the wood. So is the soul. When we see this body, we never understand that the wheel of fire, the wheel of Brahma is inside us, but actually it is there. So is the Atman inside the body. Just as the fire is inside the wood, so is the Atman inside the body. Body is a piece of wood and Om is the Atman. Then there are few more comparisons. If you don't understand this one, then they will help us to think of other images. Just like the oil in the sesame seeds. Oil is there, but when we see the seed, we don't know that there is oil inside. Just as butter in curd, when we see curd, we don't see the butter, but we know it is there. Just as water in the riverbed. So they use different comparisons just to help us understand the real nature of Atman. So this is the core of mysticism, and mysticism has developed into a big philosophy. But this is the mysterious nature of an individual and what is its relation with the cosmic power. So in the first part of this Upanishad, this is made very clear through simple comparisons. And in the second part, they speak more about the realization of this power.